Peace. Let us witness of ourselves. Let us be honest. Let us be true. And be blessed in the unique witnessing that we have of ourselves. Let us acknowledge of each other that something so special and unique is occurring. That you have a being of yourself and that I have one of mine. It is interesting to watch oneself. I wonder. I observe often of others and I wonder what drives them. What is their motivation? How often do we step outside of this reactionary nature of being? How often do we come into a place of truth within our being? What drives us? What motivates us? And I watch and I observe of so many. And I'm curious of them. What do I find of myself in this witnessing, this observance? I'm curious of them, as it seems very difficult for individuals to be that, to be individual. And it is an unfortunate thing to see. That so many have not met themselves, they have not gone to the depth of being necessary, that they may offer what is unique and true of them and what is needed, what is absolutely needed, the developmental process of your own nature that you embody, what is unique and what is blessed and what is true of you, what makes you unique, what makes you different, what allows of all others a unique and blessed witnessing of your being. And it is difficult, I understand. I have compassion for it. I have compassion for myself as I'm a witness to it, as I know, I'm aware that I am at a loss. Whenever you are not true, I am at a loss. So I have compassion, I have understanding for this, I have compassion for you, I have compassion for my own being, and I'll allow a presence of myself as I'm a witness to you. I'll create space within my being that you may come into your own, and I will be a truth of mine, that what is true and unique within you may see it and may have a remembrance of what is unique and true and lasting within you. What you were before you ever had breath in your lungs, what was written of you, what was written for you, this unique being, this spirit, your soul, heart, and mind, this determination of being, this nature that you are, that God has granted and crafted you in such a way that I may be a remembrance of it to you, that I am body of my own. And I watch and I observe. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I am repentant to you for the moments of my own being. Whenever I have been less than this, the fullness and truth of my being, and I have compassion and I have presence for myself and for you to know that this is a developmental process and that it is necessary. And that you too are a reminder upon my being that this world is more whenever I am more, that you have more safety, that you have more presence, that you have more blessings, that you have more of your own being, that this world is more colorful, it is more vibrant, it is more beautiful, it is more true. Whenever I decide of my being, that I will be all that I am and all that God has granted upon me to be. And this is not a simple thing. It is not an easy thing to do. It is not a safe thing to do. It requires death and destruction in every moment. It requires presence for a depth of suffering few will ever know. And I'm aware of this, that this must occur uniquely in your being too, for you to determine of yourself, for you to have found it, for you to have walked off the edge, to have fallen off of the earth and found yourself in vast empty space with no condition or context, and to have met what you always have been and what you always will be, this unique nature and being of your own, this life that lasts beyond, and for you to be able to carry it back into this world and to be able to offer it humbly and truly without losing yourself to it, but becoming more of yourself to it. I'm awake to this process as I have come to it of my own, and it is difficult, but it is what saves this world, you see. It is what saves this world, this unique being that you are, this unique being that I am, that God has granted upon all things, that you may have a self, that nature has endowed you with this, that you have a self, that this is a fact of nature, that this is a truth of nature in God, that you have been granted a self, that you are unique, and that there is purpose in this, there is an evolution occurring in this, that you have a self, that you are facilitating upon all things a higher blessing and truth through this embodied state, that you have a self, that you have gone to great depths and great witnessings, that you have allowed death and destruction, and you have come beyond these things. You have had presence beyond these things. You have overcome these things, that you may grant back upon the world. Hear what you have found in this place, which you have always been, which you always will be. And that in this invocation of self that you are, a higher being is achieved in yours and in mine. And through the interconnectedness of all things, it is an agreement, you see. It is an attainment, you see. It is a further revolution in witnessing. It is a testament of being. It is a wonder. It is a monolithic thing. That you attain of yourself and endow this nature that you are, that I am, that God is upon all things, and that we are blessed in this together. And so I ask of you, and I ask of myself, let us have a presence for this. Let us allow a witnessing and an observation. Where are the conditions placed upon me? What story that is not of my own have I allowed to be a limit upon me? Where is fear living within me? And do I offer this to all others through a submission to it? Am I awake to a fear? Let us be present for ourselves. Let us be present for each other. Where is the fear occurring? Where is the division? Where is the hatred? Where is the evil that may live within me and live within you? That we may be perpetuating upon ourselves and each other. You see, I have cried 1,000 tears for every human life. For every suffering that you go through, I will be there with you. This is a truth that I cannot escape. I am humble to it. This is a nature God has made of me. This is a truth that I am humble to. That any suffering you are going through, I am present with you. You see, I am spared nothing in this way. I am granted all things in this way, this nature that God has endowed upon me. That I am a witness to you, and a witness as you are, and you unto me. That we are alive in this all things, and that we are the determining factor in this all things, the condition that all things will be. You see, we are the determining factor in nature upon this. And so, I have wept, I have felt sadness as a man who has no worldly desire, who has surrendered these things, who is obedient to a nature that is God and that is one, and that cares for these things, that you are and that I am. I have felt great sadness and great despair as I am present for your suffering, as I witness with and through you. I've cried 1,000 tears for every human life, for the knowledge that man has, but not of themselves, you see. All of these things we claim ownership of, but not ourselves. This possession that we would like to have, this ability to dictate to others, but not ourselves, to not have command of our own being, to not have a knowledge and a wisdom of our own being, to be a lack upon our own heart, and to seek in this world that another fulfill us, that we have no command of our own being, that we allow ourselves to be a slave of something less, and that we would demand of others in obedience that you be as the way that I am, as I am a slave to something less. As I take up this claim of knowledge of all these things, whatever you may like to claim or believe, if it has led you to this, that hatred may live within you, that you have a position above others, that there is anything that is more or less than you are, then it is a knowledge that has failed you. See, knowledge is a modality, is a medium to being, just as human life is. This is something that will seek an influence over you, as it requires you to have life. Just as any goodness, just as any evil, it requires of you to have life upon this world or within you. So whatever your stories, whatever your claims to truth, that another be less, that another be wrong, that your hand is righteous, righteous to a damnation of another. This is a falsity upon the self. As I am alive within you, you are alive within me. Let down that you know. Put this down. Let it rest that you know. Be humble. Be grateful that you are allowed a witnessing. And in this witnessing, be present for yourself. What is seeking an influence over me? Where is fear? Where is hatred? What am I giving myself to? What story am I participating in that will demand that another man be less than I am? And know of yourself that you too live within them. So if they're to be less in your story, if another man is to be less in your story, in your knowledge, then you have granted a damnation upon yourself, as you have demanded a damnation or a weakened state for any other. You have condemned yourself to be captive, that you would hold any other in chains. And let us be present. Let us let down our knowledge. Let it rest for a moment. Let it rest for a moment. You may pick it up again in the next if it is needed. Let it rest for a moment. Let us put it down. Let us commune together. Let us share in presence. I do not know. I do not seek to. But that I have connection to you. And that there is love here in this. That I am greater for you, that you are greater for me. And here is God's presence. Let down your stories. Let down your stories. Put down your knowledge. Be humble. And share in this presence that you live in every other, that every other live within you. And if we must suffer, then we suffer together for a purpose of higher truth and beauty revealed here, that we have chosen to be together, that we have set down every condition, that you must be my enemy, that we have put this to rest. Every story that says, I am greater than another. And let us empower within our being this revealed nature that I live within you, this revealed nature of love that you live within me, that your suffering is mine, that my empowered nature grants to you that you may have your unique empowered nature, that there is no loss in this, that this is life's command, that nature has endowed of us this ability to have a self, to be unique, to be together, to learn and grow, and know of ourselves, this interconnectedness of all things that God is, that truth is, that love is, that this presence, this observation, this witnessing is occurring, that we have gone to great depths beyond this world and the next, that we have faced ourselves in every darkness and come away with something something beautiful that we may offer one another. And there is no loss for you in this. And no evil can be hidden in this way, as we have allowed a sight, a truth in sight, a depth of vision, a presence that live within all things, a life that we share together, that goodness be true, that I am great as you are great, that my strength belong to you, and that if there is fear here, it only means there is something of my being that I must uncover. Take account in ownership of a self that I am, that I have command of my being, that I do not demand of yours from a place of insecurity or lack within my being, that I've been granted a command of all things. God has endowed with me a command of all things through the being that I am, that I have a command of myself, that I am the influence occurring here, and that this endows upon you a comfort and a safety in presence, a protection, that you may witness of yourself, and that all evil flees from this shared presence in life, this depth of vision, this love, this life throughout and within all things that we share together. That I do not care to know as I am, as I have attained this, that I am, and that I make decisions from this place that I am, and grant upon you a truth that has been uncovered, that has been revealed, that I am not separate from you. Here is my life. Take it as yours. Here is my strength. I lend it to you. Here is freedom to your chains, that I accept of you, that you may be free. Here's forgiveness. Here's mercy, that we have witnessed our sins together. all things of beauty in this way is it was all needed. All that you have been through, all that I have been through, this suffering that together we have shared, this harm done upon ourselves, harm done upon each other, that there was great purpose in this, that there was mercy in this, that there was forgiveness written in and throughout all things. This sight was being revealed. This life within you, within me, in all things was being revealed. It was being uncovered. These conditions had purpose that we find of ourselves, that we unbury this self within our being, unique nature endowed upon us, and that choices were freely made, that we come to this together. Life is one. You pass the test. In the sentence, no sadness, no death. Beautiful love and truth. I'm grateful for you. Beautiful love and truth. All that I am, all that you are, beautiful love and truth. In all things become this, that I am, that you are, beautiful love and truth. Glory, grace, strength, thanks, grateful God. I am that you are, courage, strength, protection. I am with you. Peace.